this video, I'm going to break down, react, and review Alanis Morissette singing Thank You. So, let's sing something. La la la! If you are new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe. This channel is here to teach you how to sing. I also do vocal analysis, and that's what I'm going to do today. Now, quick moment. I tend to do all of my videos on what's trending or what you guys are screaming at me to do, or what's voted on in my community tab. However, every once in a while, I want to do a song that is dear to my heart. This song by Alanis Morissette came out in 2010. So we're talking at the moment right now is 10 years old. And for me, it touches home. So as I go through this vocal analysis, I'm also gonna go through the subtext of the lyrics and the meaning behind them and the feeling. I moved out here. I'm actually in Thailand, and I have left the United States and left California to travel the world to find different methods of singing, but also in some ways to find myself. And as someone who struggles with anxiety and panic attacks, and I have to do daily yoga and daily meditation and just slow down my brain a little bit and kind of come in and be present, this song just really connects with me at that level. So for anyone who deals with anxiety and panic and overexertion and maybe even just a brain that is constantly going, hopefully you watching this video and hearing it, it will bring something to you kind of as a gift and teach you that you're not alone in this, that the habits of, especially at least for me living in Los Angeles, that habits of go, 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 and never stopping to take a moment and being thankful for who I am and for what I have and what I've achieved, and instead of constantly looking forward and never being here. So the practice of, they call it the practice of calling yourself back, or the practice of being present. So for those of you that watch this through, you were meant to watch this through. You were meant to hear this, and I hope that I give this gift to you. Let's get started.
How about getting off of these antibiotics? How about stopping eating when I am full of? How about them transparent dangling carrots?
So at the very beginning, it took me a while to kind of figure out why I connected with this song. But how about them transparent dangling carrots? So it's this constant, have you ever heard of like dangling the carrot in front of someone? You're constantly moving forward, trying to reach for something that you're just never gonna get. It will never end. It's this run through. And it sure looks to me like she's actually maybe even in downtown Hollywood. It looks familiar, especially with the ground with almost stars within there. And so it's this feeling of constantly going, and I love that the music starts off simple. She's naked. This is just who she is. No cover, no flash, no glam, no nothing. This is her raw. And when you strip everything away, all you have is you. And I think it's just a beautiful representation of just being you.
How about that ever elusive good out? Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, consequence.
that was one line that really stood out to me was, "Thank you, silence." As I get all teary-eyed as I go through this. As I dealt with a lot of anxiety in my life, and I think this is pretty common, it seems like, as I'm teaching students, that as we work through things vocally, they start to cry during a lesson. And there's nothing to be ashamed of with that. It's letting loose. It's allowing a safe place to get rid of what we hold and what we hide onto. And thank you, silence, is when I first started meditating and doing yoga, the moment that we were silent, I would just start to freak out, and panic would come in and craziness would come in, and it just felt overwhelming. And over time, the silence starts to become comforting as you start to clean out all these layers of who thought this, and I need to do that, and this is next on my checklist, and I better make sure I do this. And as you clean them out, you start to feel a moment of peace. And then it's that silence that is just beautiful. And I love in this video how people are coming up and it's those moments of acknowledgement. I don't know if you've ever had where with someone else, like, you just connect and you have that moment of peace and of hello, and you see that in this video. Vocally, since I have to throw something in there, she does a lot of yodeling, which is the vocal cords coming together and the releasing, but with a stress. Thank you, India, thank you, terror, thank you, this, and then she jumps into her belt, and she does her belt really, really, really nasal pings. It's like really, really thin with that open space.
How about me not blaming you for everything? How about me enjoying a moment for once?
How about me enjoying a moment for once?
How about how good it feels to finally forgive you? How about grieving it all one at a time? Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, consequence. Thank you, silence.
So beautiful placement right up into those highs, vocally wise, really thin. She's making sure, thank you, fancy, thank you, this solo. She's making sure that she's placing it at least decently high so she can make that change into that high belt, into that ping sound. And it's just the whole section of it, just the thanking terror also hit me a lot, because I didn't really dig into yoga and meditation until I actually came to visit. I went to Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I went into a temple. It was one day I'd had a panic attack. I still, every once in a while, if I don't maintain, I get panic attacks so bad that I will actually throw up all night long and shake. And I mean, they're bad. They're bad because my brain just constantly goes. And I went into a temple, and I was kind of, was going to go, wasn't going to go, was going to go, wasn't going to go. And finally I was just like, I'm just going to go in. And I took off my shoes and I went in. I just fell to the ground. I started crying. And it was just a place of peace. And I couldn't have gotten there if it weren't for the terror. If it weren't for the panic attack and the pain and the consequence, the consequence of me having all of this brought me to knowing that I have control over it to a way that I can let it go. And I can give myself the peace of mind to just be, and that's okay, and do nothing. And if I hadn't have gotten there, I wouldn't have got to where I am today, realistically. So the beauty in just these lyrics and her placement as well. But man, I just felt like, for me, it touched home. I don't know if it touches home for you. I know a lot of students, I've played this song for them or told them to listen to it, and it touched home with them. So I hope it does the same with you.
The moment I let go of it was the moment I got more than I could handle. The moment I jumped off of it was the moment I touched down. How about no longer being masochistic? How about remembering your divinity?
I also thought it was interesting that they filmed this in a grocery store. After living so long outside of the United States and then going back in, even just seeing videos and clips of certain places, especially grocery stores, it's so clean. It's so, like, everything's so perfectly lined up, where we have like markets here and there's people and you get to know your person who you're getting your vegetables from, and you ask them how their day is, and you know the vendors next to them, and there's a community. Whereas the grocery store back in California is just clean, and no one says hello to each other, no one knows each other, no one cares to know each other, and it's just so fake and sterile. And I never noticed it until I moved away.
How about unabashedly bawling your eyes out? How about not equating death with stopping? Thank you, India. Thank you, Providence. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, nothingness. Thank you, clarity. Thank you, silence.
So I hope that this reached out to you guys. If you have another song that you feel dear to your heart that really touches you, that's not maybe trending and not as known right now, please comment below and let me know. Also, I give my students homework. I've never given homework on this channel, but I like to give you homework, and my homework to you is to give someone a really good hug. Like, if you're married and your husband comes home, the moment he gets home, just hold him. If you have your kids, take a moment and hold them. Like, have that connection. Say hello to someone the next time you're out at the grocery store. Comment them, tell them that you like their shoes, or compliment them on their clothes, just ask them then how their day was, or strike up a conversation and acknowledge each other. Especially in a time of social media where we are so disconnected. Like, we need that. And I mean, especially with everything going on right now, even just a Skype hug, and randomly call up someone you love and tell them that you love them and that you care about them and something that you appreciate about them, and just give back and feel that peace and that love inside with all of you. Okay, this was my mushy video. I get these every once in a while, okay, you guys? My channel. Okay, let's wrap up. go ahead and click here if you'd like a cheat sheet on how to sing like Alanis Morissette. Click here for if you're new to singing, you want to improve your voice fast, and come hang out with me in my Facebook group. The link is down below, and I will see you in the next song. La la la.